Alright guys, today we're here to take a look at the Nintendo Switch Lite that came out a couple of months ago and the original Nintendo Switch. We're going to dive right in, we're going to talk about the differences between these two and who is right for either model. Let's go ahead and dive in.
Gaming tech, eating brekkie is the gaming tech, going for a recce is the gaming tech, gaming techie is the gaming tech, gaming techie.
Alright guys, so here we are with the look into the Nintendo Switch Lite and the Nintendo Switch original version 1. The Nintendo Switch Lite released in August of 2019. This model specifically releasing in November because this is the Pokemon edition that came out. But the original models did come out in August 2019. And then the original Switch, of course, released in 2017. Right off the bat, the biggest difference you're going to notice when you see them side by side is, of course, how different they look as far as the screen size. So on the top here, we have a 5.5-inch screen on the Nintendo Lite. And then on the bottom, on the original, we have a 6.2-inch screen size. And of course, then we don't have the missing Joy-Cons here. So the original does have the Joy-Cons that you can take in and out, and this one is all built as one unit. The next big difference you're going to notice here as well is, of course, the D-pad has now changed. You got these buttons here that a lot of people seem to not like, that they actually like the traditional D-pad. Well, now we do have the traditional D-pad on the Nintendo Switch Lite, so that's a good thing to see on there that was actually changed. Both of them still do come with 32 gigabytes of memory internally, and obviously still have the SD card slot to be able to expand the memory if you want to. Both can obviously take cartridges for games and all that, so there's no issues there. One of the things that you cannot do with the Nintendo Switch Lite that you could do with the original, which is what a lot of people, liked when they first came out, is of course you can't dock the Nintendo Switch Lite. So here you can take this and just dock it right into a dock with no issues, and it goes right onto your TV, hence why it being called the Nintendo Switch, where it got its name from. The Nintendo Switch Lite actually has no port on the bottom to actually connect it to the dock or anything like that, so you cannot dock this unit, and obviously there's no detachable Joy-Cons or anything, so it is literally just a handheld device. So no docking or anything on the Nintendo Switch Lite, is literally for portable gaming only. That being said, even though there's no actual Joy-Cons on the device, if you were to buy Joy-Cons separately, or if I were to sync these two Joy-Cons to it, there wouldn't be any issues at all, and you can obviously use it with that Nintendo Switch. However, keep in mind that on the back, there is no more slide out like this one has stand on like the original had, so you're not going to be able to stand this one up as easily. You'll have to get some sort of accessory or something to be able to stand it up. One of the other differences that you guys may have noticed already is that this is a matte finish. You can see on the back, this is a matte finish, and this is more of a glossy look, so you can see that the fingerprints are a little bit more prone here. This being a matte finish, there's no fingerprints on it at all. That is a little bit of an overview of the actual look of the two devices, but let's go ahead and get back to the table again, and we'll talk about the differences more in detail and my final thoughts on what I think and who these devices are for. Alright guys, so that was a little bit of a quick overview of what the differences are between the Nintendo Switch Lite and the original Nintendo Switch. Now, of course, the Nintendo Switch Lite is now only coming in at $199. The original is still sitting at $299, so an extra $100 to get those additional features. The main features, of course, that we just talked about is that this one can be docked, and obviously comes with two Joy-Cons that you can easily separate and hand over to a friend. So multiplayer is a little bit easier. Obviously, it's not only easier, it's actually very easy to hand the Joy-Con while you're out and about with somebody, and they can sit there and play with you, which is what made the Switch so fascinating when it first came out. Now, the screens that we talked about on here, this being a smaller screen, one of the benefits, though, of it being a smaller screen is that they still kept the exact same resolution, which means that the pixel density on the Nintendo Switch Lite is actually higher than the original because the screen resolutions are the same, but the screen is smaller. So the Nintendo Switch Lite comes in at 267, while the original comes in at 236. So this one will be a little bit clearer and a little bit sharper because of that. Not a whole noticeable difference that you're going to pick up a Nintendo Switch Lite and be like, oh my god, this looks so much better. It's just a slight advantage on that screen. As far as the battery life goes, the Nintendo Switch Lite does offer longer battery life than the original Nintendo Switch. Now remember that they did release a Nintendo Switch 2, or version 2, that basically upgraded the battery life to up to 9 hours on the new model of the original Nintendo Switch. So that one does last longer than the Nintendo Switch Lite. So this is a version 1, and there is a version 2 that they released at the same, a few months ago. That one has longer battery life. That clocks in around 9 hours. This one clocks in at around 4 to 5 ish. This one clocks in anywhere from 3 to 5 hours depending on the game. And this one clocks in anywhere from 4 to 7 hours. It's hard to say which is which because it depends what game you're playing and obviously how graphic intensive it actually is. But definitely expect longer battery life on this one by about 2 hours-ish compared to your original Nintendo Switch. And if you got the version 2, expect about 2 more hours on top of that compared to the Nintendo Switch Lite. Overall, what I think about both of these devices is, in my opinion, this is the first Nintendo Switch that everybody should buy if you're going to get a Nintendo Switch, unless if you're only ever going to use it handheld. If you know for a fact that you're never going to play this with friends, you're never going to have people over to play, party games that Nintendo's known for, like Mario Party and stuff like that. If you're never going to play games like that on the TV with your friends, and you're never going to be interested in sharing it with your friends, and you're literally going to use it as a Game Boy, basically, just in your hand, and you're never going to do anything else with it, then of course, get the Nintendo Switch Lite. It has longer battery life. It feels more comfortable in the hands. The D-pad is obviously better on it, has longer battery life, and feels really good. And the screen size is still really good and just feels more premium in the sense that it feels more durable in your hands because there's no, obviously, 2 devices hanging on the side of it, and this is one solid piece. But if you're a person that is not going to just use it that way, and you kind of want to dock it when you want to, when friends come over and you want to play those games like Mario Party and Mario and Sonic, and all those 2 to 4 player games that Nintendo is known for, which I love doing, as you guys know, because I did a top 25 local multiplayer games on the Nintendo Switch twice, last year and this year, that is sitting on the channel right now, then you know that I want to dock this to the TV when my friends over and play with those Pro controllers and stuff. So then you're going to need one of these. And plus, of course, you get to easily, take these out and use the Joy-Cons and stuff and play with your friends anywhere you are, which is, the whole pitch of the whole thing. So, in my opinion, for me at least, and for a lot of people, I think that this is a good secondary device. If you're a person that already has a Nintendo Switch like I did in the household, and now you want to get one for your kids, and now your wife wants one, and now you want to have a second one for whatever reason, then this is the perfect Switch to have, which is exactly why I got it, because now this one can be sitting for the TV, and this one's the one that we take out and about with no issues, because it obviously feels better in your hands and stuff like I talked about before, so it's great for portability. So this one's now used exclusively for being portable. And then when we come home, when we want to play something on the big screen, we take this one out. And of course, it also lets me and my wife play against each other. So sometimes we're both on handheld, and I'm on this original one, and she's on that one, or vice versa. So it gives you that versatility. But I think this is a solid device, and I bet you they're going to go crazy with different editions on this one, on the Nintendo Switch Lite. But I'm really happy with the device, like I said, overall. But the fact that it can't dock to the TV, and there's certain games out there that you can't play with it because it relies on Joy-Con play, and obviously being connected to the TV, like 1-2 Switch and Mario Party and stuff like that, means that I can't make it my primary device and me, like, for example, sell this off. That's never going to happen. I'm going to need both in my life. But, like I said, if you guys are only interested in handheld gaming and never going to do anything else with it with your friends, this is a great device and you get $100 off. But if not, this is still the Nintendo Switch to buy, or technically now the version 2 that's out, because there's no reason to go hunt this one out, obviously, because the other one has a better battery life on it. So, that is my overall comparison, guys. If you guys have any questions about either of these 2 models, of anything I may have left out, as always, leave those questions down below. If not, thank you guys for watching. Till next time.
GamingTechie is the gaming tech. GamingTechie, gaming tech. Eating brekkie is the gaming tech. Going for a recce is the gaming tech. GamingTechie is the gaming tech. GamingTechie.